Hello, 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 ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Hello, it's so good to see you. I feel like I need to reintroduce myself. Allow me to reintroduce myself. Hey, how's it going? Heine House Gaming and Tech Podcast. It's Jason hanging out with you. Good to see you. Thank you for being here. I know it's been a long time since I've done an episode. I apologize greatly for that. To be honest, I've just kind of been, doing my thing, working through stuff. And I have been extremely busy with stuff. And in the end, man, after coming, I'm just honest about it. Like after coming home from a long day on the night shift, I'm tired. I'm exhausted. Like I'm burnt out. Like it's hard sometimes to get motivated to do things when you're so tired. And I'm not a young man anymore. I'm not that 20-something that could just stay up all hours of the night, pull 48-hour days, and just grind on stuff. So I have to really pace myself and make sure that I'm focusing on myself and my health and all that good stuff. So yeah, there definitely has been a break of podcast episodes and content in general, and it's not because I don't want to do it. It's just finding the time to do it is difficult sometimes. So I'm going through a streak of that right now. But I'm here today sitting down with you. It is the 23rd. Wow, what are we, May 23rd. It's currently 1:15 in the morning, and I am just going to do an episode and pop this out for you guys. I'm excited to sit here and chat. There's been a ton of stuff that's happened over the last 2 months, 3 months. But I'm not going to, I'll just do a short little recap of some things that stood out to me. And then I have some backlog on a few voicemails that we'll get to. And then maybe at the end, I'll play a song that I've been working on, because I have been a little bit productive in the studio on my day off here and there. So, we'll that's kind of the idea for the episode. I'm doing it from my gaming office, as I call it. This is where I do my live streams and things like that on Twitch, and where I play my PC gaming and some console gaming stuff. I have some consoles hooked up for live streams and things. So if that's, again, if that's something that you're into and want to check out, you're always welcome to do so on my Twitch and everywhere else. So thank you. So before we start the episode, thank you for your continued support. Thank you to all of my patrons. Thank you to all of my friends who have reached out and continue to remain in contact with me and give your support. I appreciate that. It is definitely noted. So, and I'll just ramble off the contact stuff before we jump in. 503-908-5490 is the phone number if you want to get at me to leave a voicemail. Maybe we can talk about some stuff, gaming tech related. Would love to. Or to send an email over, heinehouselive@gmail.com. That's where you send the emails. Of course, everything is available at heinehouse.com. That's the website. So let's jump into a few things. Hey, crack a cold one. All right, I got this little like green paradise zero sugar monster thing. Crack a cold one. Cheers to you. All right, let's jump into this the right way. That's pretty good. What is that? Mango? Oh, no, what is that? Ultra Paradise is called. It almost tastes like passion fruit or something. Oh, so full of passion. Let's get one more swig of that. Okay, let's jump in. Again, there's a lot that's happened, and I could sit here and talk for like 4 hours about all the stuff that has happened in the last 2 or 3 months, but I wasn't going to. I just pulled some gaming news. I didn't even really look at the tech stuff. We're going to just get back in the swing of things. We're just easing into this. How about some gaming news? Let's talk about a few things. N64 Switch Online controllers. These are the controllers that Nintendo offers. They did wireless controllers for the Switch, and the NES controllers. They did the Super Nintendo controllers, and then they also did the N64 controllers. They're wireless because they have their Switch Online retro gaming service, right? They have those console games you can play. So they have these controllers that you can get. You have to have an active Switch Online membership. They're exclusive to people with those memberships. and they offer them, and they're great. I love them. The NES controllers are great. They're great for playing all the NES games. They just sync up. They feel perfect. They're first party. They're wonderful. Same thing with the Super Nintendo ones. Amazing. Love them. Fantastic. Now, the N64 ones haven't been able to get a hold of. Why is that? Well, because they sell out. They sell out every single time. And a part of me wants to say, like, well, it's the scalpers and it's the bots and it's the resellers. You have to have an active Nintendo Switch online service membership. So I don't know, explain it to me how scalpers, even though people are buying them and selling them and getting scalpers money for it, but how do you buy multiples of it? You can only buy up to 4 per account. They must just have multiple accounts that they're paying for the Switch service, or it's really just people who have the service buy the controllers and then flip them because they're not interested in having them or playing that at all, which I think the second option is pretty much key of what that is. I'm still trying to get a hold of them myself. We can't find them. The second they went up, which last week they went back on their website, they sold out in like 4.3 nanoseconds. They were just totally gone. So have any of you got them? Are you interested in them? Here's the reason why I want them. N64, love it or hate it, that controller was a defining moment in gaming. It really defined analog control for Nintendo in general. Now, the joystick, say what you want about it. Yes, it isn't perfect. It has problems. All right. But it was really the first of its kind. Now, the little you know what? I've got one right here. Why don't I just bust it out? I mean, we've got it all right here. You know, say what you want about this thing, okay? I truly enjoyed this. I love this controller, and the joystick was great. The grip handle is awesome. And by the way, this is like the same outline of the nunchuck. If you look at this, did you know that? Spoiler alert. Yeah, it's really fantastic. And look at this thing. You see the nunchuck in there? Look at that thing. It's a nunchuck. What? I know. Mind blown. So playing N64 games, because this was a really unique controller, it was like one analog stick, then you had the 2 main buttons, A and B, and then you had the 4 C buttons over here. And that made for a really unique button mapping on games. So a modern controller, like a PS2, PlayStation, PS2, anyway, all the way up to Xbox and current stuff, they don't really map all that well because you have these 2 joysticks. You can use one joystick, right? But then you have 4 face buttons and then you have a D-pad, and the button layout is just different. So I'm trying to play these N64 games with a Pro controller, and it just doesn't really work all that well. It doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel normal. So yeah, I want the N64 controllers for my N64 game. So trying to find them. Can't find them. They just released Kirby 64, the Crystal Shards, on their Nintendo online service. So that's great. And even comparison to the Wii U port of it that they did years ago, it looks really, really good. I mean, you got to hand it to Nintendo for doing, these games and porting them and making them look pretty good. And I will give them credit in this regard, is that there were some updates to the other N64 games in this patch. So it shows that Nintendo is looking and listening to the community, and they are fixing some of their games. So a few patch notes that I jotted down. It was revealed that adjustments to a number of existing N64 titles, including Star Fox 64, Dr. Mario 64, Mario Golf, and a few others, which serve as a reminder that they are looking and watching. So they added Kirby 64. Then they adjusted Star Fox 64, had a gamma adjustment enabled. So gamma value is set to 1.8 now in Star Fox 64. Dr. Mario had a renderer settings adjusted. Constant value _0 was added. Mario Golf had a renderer setting adjusted. Const value _1 was added. So they've added some settings. to the renderer and also a gamma setting for N64. So I need to jump back in there and see how it looks. I wonder how much better it looks. It just shows they're doing little things. You know, remember they fixed Zelda recently. There was a bunch of issues when it launched with like missing fog or weird stuff like that. They've gone in and fixed that recently. They've patched it. So that's pretty nice. I mean, again, the N64 is one of those interesting topics. It's a love-hate with a lot of people, but I enjoyed the N64. There was not a console that was bigger hype than N64. My goodness, what a time to be alive. I miss those days. I remember when it came out. I remember playing Super Mario 64, just that's all we had for a while, just over and over and over. So good. Anyway, moving along. So good news for a few Call of Duty players, if there's any left out there. I'm just kidding. You know what? I love zombies. We were playing that again last night, late last night. Loved it. Love playing co-op zombies. But all the other stuff, not so much. However, this new news and update to Call of Duty might actually make me jump back in Warzone. What? Will I do that? Check this out. They released a blog post, and the devs behind the Call of Duty's Ricochet anti-cheat system have outlined a new cloaking measure that makes legitimate players invisible to cheaters. It effectively makes it impossible for cheaters to compete during a match, regardless of any illicit software they might be using. What? This is amazing. So if you're cheating in Call of Duty, you cannot see other non-cheating players. And the post goes on, I didn't write this down, but I read the whole thing. The post actually goes on to say that non-cheaters are able to see the cheaters and take them out. Amazing. This is amazing. Honestly, this is amazing. And they even showed video of it in action. They showed video of what it does for the cheaters and what you see and what you don't see. I love it. I think it's great. You know what? Ban every single one of them. Get them out of here. You know, this is great. Put all the little babies in a playpen. Let them just play and just play with those toys and the little ball pit. Let them play. Let them have it. I think it's great. Put them all in a corner. Put baby in corner. I love it. It's beautiful. I may actually go back. The article did go on to say that this isn't something new. It's been around since February. Love it. Love it. What is Sega doing? Delisting some Sonic games? Sega is going to delist the digital versions of Sonic the Hedgehog 1, 2, 3, and Knuckles and Sonic CD starting on May 20th. This is on digital platforms. Multiple articles and sources have reported that the games being pulled will be featured in the upcoming Sonic Origins collection releasing June 23rd. So now you remember on Steam and other, well, is it on other places? I've only ever seen it on Steam. Maybe it's other places, but I've only seen these Sonic games on Steam where you can buy them kind of a la carte. You know, there were some Genesis collection bundles on Steam. You know what I'm talking about. So you can get them kind of by themselves, but this appears the Sonic Origins collection is going to be kind of the bee's knees. It's going to kind of the know-all be-all of Sonic games from what I understand. So June 23rd, that's coming up right around the corner. So be on the lookout for that. So, hey, not too bad of news there for you, but Sonic will be coming back, but not in a la carte style. Some news from EA. I was going to report about this, but then it's kind of like a rumor, so I didn't really want to report too much about it. You probably heard rumblings that like they were looking to be bought out or something, and I don't know. It's kind of like it's vapor news right now, so I don't even want to talk about it. But who knows if they're wanting to be bought out? That's circulating. Anyway, this one is official though. EA is dropping the FIFA name. So if you're a FIFA fan, EA is ditching the FIFA branding, and it really isn't a total surprise for lots of FIFA fans. I personally don't play FIFA, but I obviously follow what EA is doing. I follow, you know, Battlefield and Need for Speed franchises and things of that nature. But EA publicly announced last year it was reviewing our naming rights agreement with FIFA. That's what they said, quote. There were some leaked comments from EA CEO Andrew Wilson indicating that he was dissatisfied with the company's branding deal with FIFA. He said here in these leaked quotes here, quote, basically, what we get from FIFA in a non-World Cup year is the 4 letters on the front of the box. He said that according to VGC's report in the comments. So, yeah, starting next year, the series will be called the EA Sports FC. That is the new name. Hold your horses. I know the question's coming in. No, I don't think any of the early FIFA games will be worth any more money. I know people are already speculating. Well, does that mean they're going to be worth more money because it has a FIFA name? Not likely. Not likely, folks. This is some good news, though. For racing fans, Need for Speed fans, Burnout fans, are we excited for this news? This broke last week, and I could not wait to say it and talk about it. A new Need for Speed is coming. Yes, we already knew this. But what is the kicker here? What is the catch? The catch is that it is being developed by a dream team. Now, I'm going to hype this up because honestly, folks, okay, yeah, I'm going to hype this up. We'll talk about it because if this shit fails, if this goes down the drain, the series is over. This is huge news. Big news for Need for Speed fans. They've been lackluster for many years. Look, Need for Speed Heat was a great game. Nothing wrong with it. It just, there was nothing real special about it. Nothing felt really unique or special. So, you know, we're looking for the return of Need for Speed. We're looking for that thrill of Need for Speed. We want that back. We may get it. A combination of 2 developers. Posted by Codemasters on Twitter. Quote, we can confirm Criterion Games and the development team at Codemasters are officially coming together to create a future Need for Speed game. They go on to say, sharing common values and similar cultures, we strongly believe unifying the huge wealth of expertise across both teams will help us to deliver the best racing experiences we can for our players. Great news. Great tweet. Amazing, amazing things happening here. If you remember, and if you don't know, let me just put it into perspective a little bit for you too. I've jotted some notes here to remind everyone. Both developers are responsible for some of the best racing games that we've had through previous years. Criterion Games, obviously in charge of the Burnout series. They did all the Burnout series. My favorite, of course, was 2 and then Takedown. Pretty fantastic. But all of them up into the most famously known, probably for Paradise, although my least favorite. It's still probably one of the most popular ones. Most people know about Burnout Paradise. Of course, they were responsible for some of the Need for Speed games as well, Most Wanted and Rivals. And they've been, in the more modern times, been adding and giving support to Star Wars Battlefront 1 and 2, and a little support on some of the Battlefield games. So take that as you will. And then, of course, Codemasters. Do we need to say a whole lot about Codemasters here? I mean, they kind of Codemasters, this specific team of developers kind of rose from the ashes after Evolution Studios was shut down from Sony shut them down back in 2016 for that failed Drive Club launch. But they're responsible for, obviously, Drive Club, and they're responsible for the MotorStorm series here, which is amazing. In fact, DF Retro on YouTube, Fancy Justice just posted it in our Discord server here, which is great. Check that out too. I can't wait to watch that retrospective of MotorStorm. I'm looking at it because it's right here on my other screen. Check that out for sure. But yeah, MotorStorm, they did Drive Club, obviously, and today they're doing mostly on the Grid and F1 series of racing. It's just, we have a team, we have 2 dream teams of great racing pedigree. So my thought is, instead of in the past, like they've done, is give it to one dev and then they do it for a year or 2 and then give it to another dev and they do it for a year or 2. Let's just get them together, bring them together, and the best of the best. Let's put our brains together and let's create an amazing Need for Speed game. Honestly, let's do it. I feel like we're in good hands. If there really was a moment If there was a moment in time where I felt the most confident that we're going to get something great, it's right now. And I'm saying this as a fan of the franchise from day one, a racing fan, a lover of Criterion, and a lover of Codemasters. I'm saying this as a friend, as a fan, as a customer, as a player. Let's do this. Let's get it together and let's create an amazing experience that we all can enjoy. And if this game flops, then the series is done in my book. I don't think there will be much that they can do to really bring back Need for Speed and make it well. You'll have to come over to the house and find me playing Need for Speed on my 3DO. I'm just going to go back to the original. That's it. And then a quick note about other racing games. Speaking of racing games here, Test Drive Unlimited Solar Crown, which is this open world supercar 1-to-1 scale open world experience racing game. It was originally announced back in 2020, slated for release in 2022, but we just got news that it is being pushed back to sometime in 2023. We kind of saw this coming. When they announced it, we were all excited. And then here we are in 2022, about 2 quarters in, haven't heard a peep out of them. No gameplay, no hype, no nothing. And so people have been speculating like, I think we're going to lose, this game, and it's going to be coming out later on. And sure enough, that's exactly what happened. Here I have a quote with them. With so much support from our fans in the series, we know many of you will be disappointed, but our goal with Test Drive Unlimited Solar Crown is to make it the most polished gaming experience in the franchise by spending more time on its development. They said that on their Steam page. They went on to write, Test Drive Unlimited isn't just a racing game. It's a game about the joy of driving, a sensation that's probably easier to compare from behind the wheel of, say, an Aston Martin and not a 2007 Chrysler you inherited from your mom. Speed is king, obviously, but the experience also encompasses listening to radio while driving, putting the top down when the rain stops, and using the turn signals properly, and even simply opening the window, they wrote. So if that doesn't give you a little more perspective about what they're thinking and where their heads are at, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm stoked for this game. Very excited. Was talking about this with the homie Andy on Discord about this. And the thing is, let them take all the time they need. Honestly, take all the time you need. We have great racing games. We have, obviously, the Forza Horizon series has been killer. Great game. Love the new one too. Horizon 5 is a brilliant game. And even some of the new grid games and stuff like that, they're great. They're great fun, a lot of fun. I still go back and play Crew 2 often. Why? Because it's great. It's good fun. Open world. It's so great with friends. We love that sort of thing. So if you're going to take some time and put more effort into creating that driving experience, almost like a little more sim elements into it, I'm all for it. I'm all for it. Take all the time you need, folks. Go for it. Are any of you excited about that? Any of you coming up thinking about that game? I know it's been off radar for a while. How about this? Techland, famous Techland, the developer that supports their games for years to come. Techland, the one that keeps on pushing patches and updates on their old IPs and creating DLC that should be supported. These guys are great. We have to give them credit. Techland, Dying Light 1 and 2, class act developers. These are just my words here. Class act. They made a post this week saying we are very happy that we've accomplished, or we're very happy with what we have accomplished with Dying Light franchise so far. That's Techland's CEO. Moreover, our journey with Dying Light 2 Stay Human has only just begun, and we plan to support this game for at least 5 years with its scope and size matching, if not exceeding what we have previously provided our community with during post-launch support for its predecessor, which means, hey, they supported Dying Light 1 even up until today. They just released a new DLC pack, which is one of the last ones, I think. But again, what are we, 6 years, 7 years down the road? This is great. I mean, hand it to them. This is good stuff. I say all this because they say, at the same time, our ambition is to introduce a brand new IP that is vastly different from what we have been doing for the past several years. We want to create a fully next-gen experience, a new fantasy epic set in a sprawling open world fueled by the skills and expertise we have gained as a team over the years, infused with new ideas, passion, and creativity. So they're wanting to bring this epic fantasy sort of RPG type game out, and it sounds fantastic. No name for it. They're just calling it kind of a fantasy RPG right now. But if it's anything like the Dying Light series of games, like you know what you're going to get into. It's going to be sprawling. It's going to be fantastic. It's going to get loads of support. And honestly, it should be supported. Absolutely should be supported. The entire team, the entire group of everyone involved at Techland they're just fantastic. I love them. Honestly, I really do. And I love their videos. I love their pump up videos that they do for their games. All the promotion and advertisement they do for their games. That's really good too. Studio said that it's preparing to significantly grow the development team and shared a link on its jobs page, which have postings for over 60 new postings. I went and scoured them. I looked. Sadly, there's no job openings for anyone that needs help with audio there. So I was crying. Come on, Techland, let me apply. Hire me. I'd love to work for you. That would be great. Absolutely fantastic. 503-908-5490 is the phone number if you want to get at me and talk about any of that stuff that we just talked about. I mean, again, I just scoured a few articles just looking at all the stuff. There's a ton of stuff that's been going on out there, but we'll catch all up on it. Again, I just wanted to pull up a few of the stuff that stood out to me. Yeah, I'm excited for all this stuff. So we got some new games coming out. You know, the Switch OLEDs out there. People are still having trouble finding PS5s and new Xboxes. I mean, it's a tough thing out there. Have you been able to find any of these new consoles? Are you excited about some of this new stuff that's happening? I don't know if I really want to talk too much about the rumors. I don't have any of this on my notes. I'm just speaking, just talking out of my ass here, but the rumors were flying around about a new Nintendo console possibly being revealed next year. Now, does that sound about right? Yes, it does. It does sound about right. 5-6 years, that's about the longevity of a console's lifespan until we see an announcement happen, right? So are we there? Yeah, we are. What, 2016? When did the Switch come out? 2016? See, we didn't get the Switch till way later, but that's great. I'm right in front of my computer. I just type it in. When did it come out? Release date. I should know it. There it is. March 3rd, 2017. Okay, so here we are. You know, we're a few years in, and I think it's time for us to actually see a new console. But here's an interesting discussion, and I think we should talk about this again. Jot the phone number down, leave me a voicemail, call me about this. Let's talk about this. I'm really interested to know kind of my feelers on like what the community thinks about this. I was talking with Stephanie, and if there's going to be a new Nintendo console, what is that console? What does that console look like to you? What do you think it's going to look like? And I don't mean like physically what's it going to look like. I mean in terms of features and abilities, because here's my prediction. And I think this is actually, man, it's hard to really say, but so remember when the Wii came out? And built into the Wii was a full-fledged, fully operational GameCube, scaled down, with controller ports, memory card slots, and everything. It was a Wii, but it was a full-on GameCube. That was huge. That really helped the sales, because I think that allowed more gamers to adopt it and have less of a hit of like, well, we can't play any of our old games again. You know, that's kind of been the standard for new consoles, right? And in more modern times, right, Microsoft has done backwards compatibility. Sony is finally starting to get into a little bit of that there. Although behind paywalls, you are able to play some of your stuff, or at least have access to some of your stuff, the retro stuff. But my thought on this is that, okay, are we going to get a Switch 2? And as much as I want to say no, it's not going to be a Switch 2. I want it to be something grand, a grandioso, something massive, something actual. Like, come on, Nintendo, let's actually put in, like, let's put the hardware in it. Let's beef it up. Let's make it a real console. Let's put some real balls behind it. Fact is, it's not going to be. It's just not going to be. That's not how Nintendo does it. They're all about experience. They're all about first-party experience, about innovation, about doing things different, even if that's going about it the wrong way. And I say wrong way because how long did it take them to adopt online? It was like not even a thought in their minds. They're like, they don't see the value. You know, in fact, I still think they don't see the value in online gaming. Hey, look, Smash Bros came out and they put that thing online. What happened? Blew up. It was amazing. All right. Splatoon doing well. Mario Kart doing well. But still, not on the grand scale I wish that they would have been in. They should have been investing in online back in when the Wii came out. When the Wii came out, that should have been the always connected online experience for gamers. That really should have been. Anyway, but I'm getting sidetracked. See, I'm very passionate about this sort of thing because I've been thinking about this for a while. So, Switch 2. It has to be a Switch 2. It has to be a handheld. It has to be portable. It has to be a Switch. That's what I'm getting at. The next console, if it's not a Switch, it's going to fail. They have done so well with the Switch. People love it. It's fantastic for what it does, for the portability. Look, I don't use it portable. I don't. I dock that thing on the dock. It pulls up on my big ass TV and we play games. That's what I love about it. So if they got rid of the portability aspect of it, I couldn't care less. I'm actually okay with that. Get rid of that for me. But I'm very much a minority in that. Most people love the portability. They love to put it in their case, take it with them and play somewhere. And I got to hand it to them. Yeah, it's actually really, really nice. It's great. My brother CJ can come over to our house, bring his Switch, dock it on our dock, boom, pulls up on the TV. He's got all his shit right there, all his games he can play, all of the stuff he's got, his save games are all right. It's so nice. Oh, I love that. It's so great. So they can't do without that. That's my point. They can't do without that. We have to have some sort of Switch 2 that is, in theory, just an upgraded, beefier version of the Switch. Maybe it's built into the dock. Maybe it's something like that, to where we have a different dock. Maybe there's power now in the dock. Maybe there's an extra GPU or processor power or something. Maybe the dock has become more of a console unit itself. And when you dock the Switch into it, it takes advantage of all that processing power. I'm just spitballing here. I have no idea. But my theory is something like that, but it's also fully backwards compatible with Switch. Fully. You can play all of your Switch games. You're probably going to have to log into that new Switch with your Nintendo account, and then your old Switch gets erased, which is kind of how it is now. It's so ass backwards, but whatever. That's for another episode. But yeah, it's got to be something that's a bit more powerful, and it kind of has to be what the Switch is right now. Please correct me if you think I'm wrong, or if you think if there's a different way to look at this, but I honestly don't see them coming out with a console that doesn't do what the Switch does currently. I don't see it. We're not going to see the jump from GameCube to Wii. We're not going to see that. We're not going to see the jump from Wii to Wii U. See, here again though. Think about it. Here's to my point. What was the Wii U? The Wii U was exactly what the Wii was, fully fledged built-in Wii, but it had the Fisher Price handheld. I call it that because that's what it felt like. It's what it looked like, right? The Wii U was just a little Fisher Price additional thing to it, but it was a full-fledged Wii. You could plug in your games. You could plug in Wii remotes. You could basically play all that. So that was huge for the Wii U. And even though the I don't remember what the controller was. What's the name of that controller? The game, what was it called? The game screen pad gamer screener thinger. I don't remember what it's called. But yeah, Fisher Price, man. And again, was the Wii U kind of like a just a side piece to tide us over for the Switch? I kind of think so. I think they needed another 2 or 3 years on the Switch to really flesh out what it was going to be. And we got it. Because ultimately, let's be honest, the Wii U is what the Switch... They wanted the Switch to be what the Switch was, and they couldn't get it with the Wii U. So that was it. They were still working on it. So anyway, I'm getting sidetracked. But yeah, a lot of great stuff there. Let me know what you think of that. I would actually really like to know your thoughts on that. I'll flash the number again for you, 503-908-5490. Are you excited for whatever this new Switch is? I mean, I am, for sure. It'd be nice just to hit 60 frames in our gaming on Switch. Goodness, I can't believe I'm actually saying that. But it really would be nice. Yeah, so let's go ahead and hop over. I want to hop over to the voicemails here and take a few calls, because I have a couple that are backlogged here. So let me just pull it up. Got it right here on my computer. First one here looks like it's from Joey. He sent it a few months ago. Joey, I love you, brother. Sorry for the long delay in this.
Hey, Jason. It's your pal, Joey. Hey, I just wanted to call in and get your thoughts on the current state of the video game collector's market. This is something that I've had on my mind for quite some time. I just want someone to talk to about it. I just find that the hobby of simply just collecting video games is no longer an enjoyable experience. You know, when a majority of the population now sees a video game in the wild, their eyes light up with dollar signs. There's no more, there's more video game resellers now more than ever, and these super common games that we used to get for $1, $5 are now selling for the most ridiculous prices imaginable. I live in a little town, a little city called Lynchburg, and I'm in Virginia. I don't have access to these awesome thrift stores and awesome Goodwills like other people do, in bigger cities. So, I get most of my games from eBay. I go to eBay, man, and my heart just drops seeing some of these prices. I hate it. But anyway, I just wanted to get your thoughts on that. I hope you and Stephanie are doing well, and I look forward to hearing from you. Take care, friend.
Thank you, Joey. Great voicemail. Great question. How much time do you have? Again, probably could do a whole episode just on that. I'll try to condense a little bit. I agree completely with you, Joey. It is difficult. It is difficult to see anything of our childhood or anything of a scene or pastime or hobby or something that we relate to as fun and exciting. It's hard to see it get sort of ruined or deteriorate in a way that we see the resell and the popularity of it. And I think that goes with anything, though, man. That goes with anything that you're going to collect, anything that you're going to be a hobby of. Sooner or later, when people realize that the water is warm and there's good swimming in there, and clothes are optional, when they realize it's just great, everyone's going to jump in. And I'm not saying I agree with it. I'm not saying that I'm for it. I'm just saying that this sort of thing has happened, and it's been happening. And yes, it's hard to see the games go up in value. And you know what? Sometimes you got to just take a step back and take a step away from it, and come back later on. Or in spurts. But don't get carried away with trying to have all these games and this and that. It can be frustrating. It's almost like looking for a job on on jobbing or Monster or something. You ever do that? You ever be unemployed looking for a job on Monster? That's really some really depressing shit. It's kind of the same thing. You hop on eBay, you hop on Amazon, you hop on anywhere, and you start to get really depressed with it. And I don't think I'm really answering your question that well. I'm kind of just agreeing with you. And sometimes I don't have the answer to that. I don't have the magical wand. I wish I did, to just wave it and say, let's go back 20 years to when it was amazing. And we could have moments like we used to have. I mean, again, not to rub salt into the wound or anything, Joey. And again, we go back a long time. Yeah, I appreciate you so much. But I mean, one of the greatest stories I have ever told was when I walked into a Goodwill. This had to have been 23, 24 years ago at this point. And walked in, and they just had a whole bunch of boxed and some even sealed Virtual Boy games. I think there was like 8 or 9 of them in the glass cabinet there. And they wanted, I think it was $9.99 a piece, $10 a pop. And I just bought them all right there on the spot. And it's like, you know, stuff like that just doesn't exist anymore. And again, you know what, Joey, you talked about, you don't have the Goodwills or the thrift stores or this and that other people do. And to be honest, Goodwills and thrift stores today, especially Goodwill, they should be renamed to Badwill. I mean, they're terrible now because they have people that look stuff up. And this has been happening for years, but they've got a team of people in the back that look at these games, and they come in, they get on eBay, they price them, and then they put them on their own seller market, their own auction site. It's pathetic. It's a disgrace, and it is in no way Goodwill helping people at all. I mean, you can't even go on Goodwill and find decent priced clothing. What about people who can't afford to go buy new clothes? They're going to go to Goodwill and try to find clothes for that job interview, or try to find clothes for their family. And we got these companies who are just price gouging and just putting the prices through the roof to where people can't even afford those anymore. Like, you're better off buying a new blouse or a new shirt or something when Goodwill wants to charge $14-15 a polo shirt. Like, get real, It's the same thing in the game industry though for them. And so, yeah, I mean, my only advice for you really, Joey, would really just to be, take a break, take a step back, enjoy the games you have, enjoy gaming with friends, get online, play something online together, and just enjoy those moments and make those moments. But is it ever going to come down? I don't think so. I really don't think so. I don't really think I have any good news for that either. It's of course, they don't make these games anymore, supply and demand. And of course, they become super, super trendy and popular with everyone, even non-gamers and resellers. So it's a great question, Joey. And I'm so sorry that I don't have a better answer for you. I have to simply agree with you and say that it's very difficult now. I understand it's difficult. And unless you can find these shops that have bargain bins or independent thrift stores, mom and pop thrift stores, which do still exist, look there. Stay away from the Goodwills if possible. We just have so many around us here that it's, we love going into them, but it's getting more and more difficult. But, if you ever do some traveling, look up some independent mom and pop thrift stores and see if you can find stuff there. So thanks for the voicemail, Joey. I appreciate that. And then let's do one more. Let's do one more voicemail here from, of course, Cameron. I got to play one for you, Cam. It's been so long. Let's see. This was back April.
What's up, Jason? The Maniac here. Cameron, just wanted to touch base. Hope you're doing well. So this kind of happened to me today, and I was curious of your opinion on it. And it's sort of one of those things where it just kind of bugged me, and I wanted to vent a little bit. I think you can probably relate, but I got new glasses. New glasses today. It had been about 10 years, actually. So I got a new prescription. Went to the glasses place. Of course, my insurance covers a lot of it. And then, they try to upsell you on all the, transitions
It's a scam.
Different lens options, etc.
It's a scam.
But this time around, I just went for I said, just give me the most basic lenses. I don't need any of that other stuff. And it was amazing. It went from like this is with insurance, like $290 to $70. So anyway, of course that happened. That's a little frustrating. That makes you kind of feel bad for not wanting to get all the extra perks, but you know. And then of course I went to GameStop. This was in the mall. I never really go to GameStop. I've probably been about 10 times in my life. And then I buy 2 games, which I rarely buy newer games. It is what it is. But of course they tried to upsell me on a pro membership. So I declined that. And then they tried to upsell me on like insurance. And then I overheard them upselling somebody on insurance for a new console. And it's just the same reason why I don't like to go to a Guitar Center anymore, because no matter what you buy, they try to upsell you on some sort of a replacement plan. And it's one of those things, like, that gives me so much anxiety having to deal with that every time I buy anything. I'd rather just not shop there anymore. I was just curious of your opinion. I feel like everywhere I go, they just try to upsell me on something to get more money out of me. And it's just so frustrating. So anyway, I hope you're doing well. Hope life is good, and we'll chat soon.
Cameron, good to hear from you. Thank you for the voicemail. Sorry it took me so long to get back to you on it. Yeah, you talked about a lot of stuff in there. Couple things. Yeah, the glasses stuff. Yeah, it's such a scam. It's such a scam. Look, okay, I'm that guy. All right. I've had the $500 Oakley prescription sunglasses, multiple pairs. I've had the expensive Versace fucking glasses. All right. I've had the Pradas. I've had the Ray-Bans. I've had all those, right? I got glasses in 2009 or 2011. So like, okay, I get it. I get it. However, it is a scam. It is such a scam. So you're right. And insurance does cover a lot of that stuff. I'm going to just make a quick recommendation on this for you, because I don't buy any of that shit anymore. I don't go there. I don't play that game. I go in there and they hate it. They get pissed. They don't want to do it. They write it really sloppy, so I can't understand. I ask them to please write my prescription neatly on this piece of paper so I can read it. They want to do chicken scratch doctor style just to piss me off, but I ask them to write it neatly, and then I take my prescription and I walk out. I leave. They don't like that. They make money on the lenses, just like GameStop makes money on the upgrades, on the pro membership, on the warranties, on the extended warranties. Like Guitar Center, they make money not necessarily on the product so much. Their markup is between 20 and 40%, but they make money on that warranty, on that extra shit, that pro player, whatever it was. My Guitar Center Pro Player card is over there buried. Don't even use it. Don't want it. Don't want to go there anymore. So yes. So for glasses, check this out. And this isn't sponsored. I've been using them for years. The glasses I'm wearing right here are from Zenni. They're great. Zenni.com. Zenni.com. Check it out. They have great, cheap, affordable glasses. If you find something that you like, you can just like save the style, the pupil distance. You put all your prescription in, and then boom, and you can order them up. They're cheap. I think I paid like $50 for these. That's great. And they have the anti-reflective. You might be able to even see it on some of my lenses when I look around, but it's got the anti-glare on it. They're not polarized or anything. You can get all that. You can get all that fancy stuff if you need that. But yeah, great stuff. You're going to spend between, some lenses are even $5. So like $5 up to maybe $100 for a pair. And honestly, yeah, they're great. So check them out. Zenni.com. That's my recommendation. There's a few others that do it, but Zenni is good. Yeah. And Guitar Center. Yeah. I stopped going there a long time ago. Same thing, dude. It's just an upsell. And you have to feel bad for the people working there. You have to feel bad because they make money on the extended warranties, on the upsell, on all that stuff. They have quotas. They have charts in the back. They have to hit certain targets to get raises in this. It's a shitty game. It really sucks. So yeah, I feel bad for them too. Same thing with GameStop, dude. GameStop is the same exact situation. I feel bad for them because they have to upsell you, and it's frustrating. It's super frustrating. Story's old as time, Cameron. Story's old as time, bud. That's it, man. That's it. And it is very, very frustrating. And I completely agree with you 100% on that. For me, everything I order music wise now, I just do it from Sweetwater. I got my sales rep that is assigned to me. In fact, he called me not too long ago. I got the voicemail right here, actually.
Hey, Jason, it's James over at Sweetwater Sound, reaching out just to see how things were going with the cast and everything. Give a call anytime. Let me know what I can be working on to help, buddy. Thanks much. Talk to you soon.
James, big shout out to you. He listens to the podcast, So like that right there, it's funny. I have all my voicemails up and he just called the other day. That's the kind of service. That's the kind of stuff you want. He's not pushy. He calls to just check in, say hi, see how the podcast is going. Hey, what are you doing, Jay? You need anything? You need cables? How's your mic? How's your mixers? He just checks in. And honestly, I've had issues with defective products from Sweetwater, right? I had a KRK sub that went out after like a month. Dude, they took care of it. They don't mess around. And a part of it was like, oh, I don't want to deal with like, shipping things back and this and that. Dude, they make it so painless. It's okay. It's totally okay. So, and to be honest, Cameron, I think Guitar Center has caught on to that, the whole like Sweetwater style, where you have like a person that's designated to you, that deals with you, that understands your needs, checks in with you, kind of a one-on-one thing. Because I keep getting calls from somebody from Guitar Center like, hey, I've been assigned to you and do you need anything? I'd be happy to make a deal. And it's like, I don't know. I think you're a day late and $1 short here, GC. I think Sweetwater's kind of got you under the barrel here. So, but anyway, that's really funny that you bring that up and the voicemail was in here. But yeah, good stuff. Good stuff. Yeah, thank you so much for the voicemails. So glad to hear from everyone. Thank you for that. If you want to talk about anything, send me over some voicemails about gaming, maybe some tech, because I didn't really talk about tech too much in this episode. What did I miss? What's new in tech? 503-908-5490 is the phone number. HeineHouseLive@gmail.com is the voicemail. And I'd be happy to talk and hang out and, chat, see what's going on. I think to wrap it up, I used to play a song when I would leave a while ago. I'm going to do that again. I'm going to play a new song, never been published online, never been heard online yet. In fact, I'm not completely done with it yet. I have a saxophone solo that's going to go in here at some point. It's not in yet. I don't have the take yet, but I do have a good rough mix of it right now. Let me disable my compressor for that channel so it doesn't sound too bad. Let's go ahead and I'm going to pop it on. This is a song I've been working on for a while. I've had it for maybe a year, kind of picking at it here and there. It's something that I really like the song. I think I have something really special with it. And I want to really do the song its service. I really want to do it upright. So I've been working on it, picking at it. It features the incredibly talented Eric Ladd on bass and electric guitar. And then I'm going to have some saxophone later on. Hopefully we'll see if that comes to be. This song definitely needs saxophone. You'll hear it, but it's kind of this nice upbeat, kind of funky thing, sort of this in style of the Couple Skate record. I got some cool funky stuff going on. So I wanted to play it for you tonight on our way out. So I'm popping up the Google Drive here, which I've got it, and it's this 5-minute version. So enjoy it. Thank you so much for listening. Much love to you, and I look forward to reconnecting and talking with you soon. Goodbye for now. Where did it go? Where'd it go? We're just getting into it. Let me refresh the page. That's always how it is. That's your worst fear as a DJ. That's your worst fear as a DJ, when you're spinning and someone pulls the plug on the power. That's the worst fear. Come on, baby, let's go. Get that kick drum going. Don't stop the music now. We just want this real funky, real juicy right here. Eric Loud on guitars, the homie Chaunch, and Big J on the vocals. John, you're a fool for the vocals. Let's go. Talking about hashtag Heine house, bitches. You need to see a chiropractor if you're not nodding to this. You need to get your neck straightened out. Get it adjusted because you are broke. Oh yeah. One more time, bring it in. Here we go.
I never doubted that you love me. I get up, and even when you're feeling down, I get up to all your favorite aspirations. I get up so that you never ever frown.